Howdy folks, I'm Musky Muskmallow, modestly mocking mumbling meadow mice.
I'm Amber.
And here are more mumbling meadow mice for us to mock.
That's not very nice.
Let's get started on doing that. We aren't nice people, Amber, so we don't really care. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for refusing to call my income a temporary hobby when my cousin asked me how I bought a car? I make a living through online game markets. It's mostly massive multiplayer online economy, digital goods, trading, leveling up, and any other service that I'm capable of providing within the games that I play. I know it sounds strange to people outside of the field, but this has been my main source of income for several years now. I pay taxes, rent a place, bought myself a nice car, save money in case something goes wrong, and my income is gradually growing. It's not just sitting in front of my PC and playing all day long. It involves clients, scheduling, bookkeeping, some risks, market monitoring, competition, and plenty of routine work. I graduated from college with a degree in cybersecurity, but I didn't go to work in that field full time. I find it interesting, but more as a hobby. I didn't want to sit at a job that didn't suit me for 40 hours a week just so that my job title would sound decent to my relatives. My family is very career focused. My brother works at a law firm and my cousin works in finance and corporate. They don't yell at me or anything like that, but they constantly treat my work like it's just a phase. My mom says it is awkward for her to explain to people what I do because it doesn't sound stable. Recently, my younger cousin asked me how I was able to buy a car. I answered honestly that I make money through online game markets. But I immediately added that it isn't easy money, and it's not a guarantee, and it's no reason to neglect school. I said that I managed to turn a niche that I understand into an income. But that doesn't mean that everyone should do the same. Later, my mom called me and said that I should have called it a temporary hobby. According to her, now my cousin can think that he can just sit around playing games and not build a proper career. I said that I wouldn't lie about my life just to make the adults feel a little better. I didn't advertise it as easy money. I just refused to pretend that my work wasn't real. My brother later wrote that I romanticize gaming and that one day I'll regret not having a normal resume. I understand that my job is really strange and may seem unstable, though you can be fired, etc. on an ordinary job too. But it's how I pay my bills, taxes, rent, savings, and I bought a car. It makes me angry that my family sees the results of my work, but still calls the work itself a toy. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think that OP is in the wrong for not calling their job a hobby, but I do have some issues with this job in that it is presumably violating game terms of service and whatnot. It sounds like it probably is like account selling or...
It could be, right?
Yeah, so if you're doing things that are unethical, like, I would say that, like, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I would say as long as OP is ethical, I think that OP is well within the right to do anything that is within the terms of service of these games. If they were, for instance, stealing people's accounts and then selling stuff like that, then that would be unethical and wrong. If they are leveling people up, I think like there are lots of people who pay for those kinds of services, right? I don't know why you would pay someone to play a video game for you, but I mean, like, that's your life, right? I mean, I guess everything can be turned into a competition at the end of the day, and I guess OP's gain at the end of it, right? So it is a hard field probably to get into, especially, and probably very competitive given how many people are likely trying to do this as a living. So I think that it should be stressed that in areas that have a lot of competition, that it's going to be very difficult to earn a living. And
Yes.
OP is very fortunate that they have the skills to be able to earn a living in the way that they do. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. But folks, let's see what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the judgment that OP's earned. An angelic saint.
Apparently the wheel is all about that game trading life.
Yeah. And Seth Thickles, too, says, so you're violating game's terms of service by playing on other people's accounts, real money trading, and harming the economy. How is this any different from those Chinese gold farmers or Elon's Path of Exile mule? Not the jerk for the interaction with your cousin, but you're definitely a jerk for your choice of hobby/job. And Cardboard Gremlin says, and this is why internet provider bans and VPN hunts are getting more and more enforced. Because apparently That's so normal now that you can just pay tax with it. With gaming becoming the norm, respect, valor, and etiquette are dead. No rules for the money. Some massive multiplayer onlines just embrace the black market. Even if it has some economy backlash, they just release new stuff and collapse the bubble. They also use it in favor of popularity and player base inflation, so it's not dying anytime soon either. Or they grab the concept and market it themselves, Winx and Blizzard. Well, and that's kind of what I kind of feel too, to some degree. Like, the game companies are doing this as well. And so, I mean, it's kind of one of these things where they're basically trying to turn it into a way to make money themselves.
Yeah, well, I hate when games do that. Like, I understand needing to turn a profit on your game, but there should not be, like, you pay us and you get shortcuts.
Yeah. Well, and it's a difficult situation in the respect that why do people feel the need to, farm gold, or, pay someone to farm gold for them, or pay someone to play their game for them and stuff like that, right?
That's the part that baffles me, is like, I wouldn't feel good about, like, the point of playing the game is for me to collect the rewards myself. Like, I don't even necessarily want to trade for Pokemon I don't already have because I didn't get them myself. And that is perfectly legal in Pokemon Go. Like, you can trade people to fill your Pokédex.
Yeah. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I the Jerk for Refusing to Sell My Dresser to a Guy Who Forgot Half the Cash? I listed an old solid wood dresser on Facebook Marketplace for $100. It is a fair price, and I had quite a few messages, but this one guy, we'll call him Kevin, was the first comment to picking it up on Saturday morning. We agreed on the price explicitly in the chat. He arrived in a pickup truck with his friend. They spent about 10 minutes inspecting the dresser, pulling out every drawer, checking for scratches. Once he was satisfied, they hauled it down 3 flights of stairs from my apartment and loaded it into the back of his truck. Then came the payment part. Kevin hands me a wad of cash. I count it, and it's exactly $50. I told him that he was short. He looked into his wallet, clapped his hand against his forehead, and said, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. I stopped at the ATM, but I totally forgot I already spent the other $50 on gas and breakfast. Look, I really want the dresser. Can you just let it go for $50? I've already drove 40 minutes to get here." I told him absolutely not. I told him that there's an ATM literally 2 blocks away at the gas station, and I could wait 10 minutes. He then started whining that his bank charges a huge out-of-network fee, and that $50 is all the dresser is worth anyways, since it's used. His friend just stood there looking embarrassed. I got annoyed, and I told him the deal was $100, and said that if he doesn't have the money, they need to unload it. Kevin claimed that I was being ridiculous and greedy over $50. He refused to unload it, saying that they already did the heavy lifting. So I walked over to the truck bed myself. I grabbed one end of the dresser and I started pulling it out. Seeing that I was serious, his friend sighed and helped me carry it all the way back up to my 3rd floor apartment. Kevin just stood by his truck shouting that I was an elitist jerk and a terrible businessman. They drove off and I blocked him. I ended up selling it to a lovely student that afternoon for the full asking price. But my roommate says that I was being a bit of a butt face for making them carry a heavy piece of furniture up and down 3 flights of stairs over a minor miscommunication. I feel like it wasn't a miscommunication, but a classic marketplace lowball tactic to force a discount once the item was already loaded. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, absolutely not the jerk. You stopped a scammer from scamming you. That's what it boils down to. He thought that once he had it loaded into his vehicle, you wouldn't want to say no to him. And so, like, in the future, definitely get the money before you let him load it in. But, I think you did the right thing and you sold it to someone who paid you the price you were owed.
Yeah, I think this was a scam tactic. Like, the whole theatrics behind it. Oh no, I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It's kind of like Willy Wonka's "oh no, please don't" type of thing, right? Like, yeah, I mean, seriously, he knew exactly what he was doing. You know how much something costs, and you don't just forget that you spent $50, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it just doesn't happen. He knew what he was doing, plain and simple.
Right. Well, and then him telling OP that they were being greedy, that was the price they had agreed to. If he couldn't pay that price, he never should have agreed to it.
Yeah. He was being greedy.
Yep.
He was trying to, lowball OP, and he's just mad that he didn't get away with it because he's probably gotten away with it before, given like his audacity here, right?
Yes.
He just thought that because it's a dresser and it was heavy, that OP wouldn't fight him over it and just be like, whatever. Because there's a lot of people who will just kind of be like, you know what, it's fine, go ahead, right? So I'm glad OP stood their ground here. Hopefully this is a little bit of a lesson learned for the guy, and hopefully he stops trying to take advantage of people, but I doubt that, right? But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, My boyfriend, a 36-year-old male, wants me, a 32-year-old female, to pay for a proposal trip that I can't afford. My boyfriend, a 36-year-old male, and I, a 32-year-old female, have been together for 3 years. We live together and split bills. I make good money, but he out-earns me by roughly $60,000 a year. He has had a great job in corporate finance. I am working 2 jobs to pay off credit card debt, and he has no debt. His family is planning a big trip to Spain for Christmas that I'm invited for. I was initially planning to go, but I decided that I would not go because I can't justify the inflated plane ticket price of $1,400 with my current debt situation. I told him this and he seemed fine with it, and he still plans on going, which was fine with me. He has now brought it up again and is upset because he says that he was considering proposing on the trip and obviously can't do that since I'm not going. Our relationship has become clearly very strained due to this. He suggested that I should pick up extra shifts at my night shift job and pay for my ticket when I'm already running myself ragged. I've dug in my heels and I refuse to do that because I'm fine with not going. Is it ridiculous to think that the simple answer would have been for him to buy me a plane ticket if he wanted this plan to come to fruition so badly? How do I know if this is a sign that he'll be nitpicking me to split costs for the rest of my life? All right, folks, what do you think?
I mean, I think you're not the jerk, OP, and I think that this is a sign of things to come. If his immediate answer is, you need to work harder and not, oh, let me help you with this ticket. In marriage, you are supposed to be a partnership. And when one half of a couple makes significantly more than the other half, it's generally incumbent on them to take a bit more of the financial load.
Yeah.
The fact that he would rather have you run yourself ragged than dip into his own finances, I think says a lot about how he sees you in this relationship.
Yeah, this kind of leaves a little bit of a poor taste in my mouth, especially since this is something that he's like kind of trying to do the carrot over. He's like, oh, if you come with me, I might propose to you.
Well, and if this is about a proposal, then like it's incumbent on him. Like, why didn't he just automatically spring to bring OP?
Yeah.
Like, if he's trying to make some kind of grand proposal experience, he should have just immediately volunteered to buy the ticket and, then kept the proposal a surprise.
Yeah, at least then it would have been like a nice surprise for her, and I think she would have really appreciated it. But I think OP is feeling very confused about the situation because he's, on one hand being like, oh, you should have come on the trip with me because I was going to propose. I don't know. I think that he's just finding a reason to be annoyed at OP here because like OP is working a job. He's earning $60,000 a year more than her. And like he is in a position where he can afford to get her a ticket. So I don't know. I think that he is being kind of cruel in this situation.
Yeah, well, I feel like if it's something is really important to one partner and it's not important to the other, the partner who it's really important to should be the one to spring for it.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Where did the general keep his armies?
Well, I would say that the general probably kept their armies in the barracks.
In his sleeveys. Your arms are in your sleeves.
Oh.
It took me a minute to get it too.
Oh, I'm disappointed with myself, but also relieved in some respect that my brain has... It refused to acknowledge that as a possible response to that joke.
And then we have a dad fact today.
Oh, it's a dad fact.
Research shows that children who have close relationships with their dads are more likely to have strong social skills and more confidence.
Well, there you have it. So keep that in mind for Father's Day that's coming up. And I have Mega Mint. And folks, today it's a very special day. It's lowball day. So make sure to go onto the marketplace and then get somebody to buy something off of you and then lowball them.
Yeah, do not do that. That is very rude. It would make you a big jerk.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, folks. I can't believe we finally made it to Friday. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on surprise proposals that you have to pay for.
If you're planning on doing a surprise proposal for your partner, you should be the one to fit the bill.
Probably. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.